Ladies and gentlemen, let me speak to you today about something that's so crucial yet often overlooked in this fast-pacing, judgmental world. It's about love, relationships, and one thing that many people overlook, discretion. You see, relationships are deeply personal. They are built on trust, understanding, and the bond you share with another person. But let me tell you this, once you open the doors of your private world to everyone else, the sanctity of that bond begins to erode. So, my advice to you is simple. Do not tell anyone about your love and relationship. Therein lies an investment of your future, because all debt to everything is negotiable. Why? First, you need to understand the importance of personal boundaries. What's between you and your partner is sacred. It's yours. And the more you share with the world, the more you expose yourself to judgment, criticism, and misunderstandings. The external world doesn't know the nuances of your love story. Only you and your partner do. Guard that. Next, there's the power of discretion. You see, keeping things to yourself isn't just about secrecy. It's about protecting the intimacy of your relationship. When you share too much, you let in opinions and thoughts that aren't always constructive. You give people the power to disrupt something that's private and personal, and that's dangerous. Think about this. External opinions can be like poison. They'll tell you how you should love, what you should expect, and who you should be. What do they know? They don't walk in your shoes. They don't feel the connection you feel with your partner. By seeking outside approval, you're allowing others to dictate the terms of your happiness. And that can lead to confusion, tension, and often unnecessary conflict. You've got to ask yourself, do you want to be in control of your relationship, or do you want to let others dictate your path? Trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. If you're sharing everything with others, you risk breaking that trust, not just with the world, but with your partner. Too much outside influence can make your partner feel exposed or unappreciated. Now consider this. Jealousy and negativity. These things can creep into your relationship when too many people know too much about your love life. People will offer unsolicited advice, sometimes disguised as concern, but more often than not, it's just jealousy in a different form. This negativity can eat away at your connection. It introduces doubt, and doubt weakens love. Focus on strengthening your bond. A strong relationship is not built on the opinions of others. It's built on the quiet, consistent work between you and your partner. Keep your love sacred. Keep it protected. Build it from within, without the interference of the world outside. In any relationship, whether it's romantic, familial, or even friendships, one of the most essential and often overlooked aspects is the concept of personal boundaries. These boundaries serve as the invisible lines that define what is acceptable and what is not within the context of an interaction. In relationships, boundaries allow individuals to maintain their sense of self while also nurturing the connection with others. When it comes to romantic relationships, personal boundaries are especially crucial because they help safeguard the emotional well-being of both partners. However, the foundation of healthy relationships. Personal boundaries act as the foundation of healthy relationships. When we talk about boundaries, we're not just referring to physical space, but also emotional, mental, and even digital boundaries. Every person has their own limits, what they are comfortable with, what they need, and what they can't tolerate. In the context of love and relationships, respecting personal boundaries means acknowledging that your partner is a unique individual with their own set of feelings, needs, and preferences. It's about respecting their autonomy while simultaneously finding ways to compromise and grow together. The risk of oversharing. One of the most common mistakes people make in relationships is oversharing, particularly with friends, family, or even social media. While it's natural to want to share the highs and lows of a relationship with others, there's a fine line between sharing for support and exposing too much of your private life. This oversharing often violates the emotional boundaries of both individuals in the relationship. What you and your partner experience in the confines of your shared space should remain sacred. The moment you start telling others too much, whether it's about your partner's quirks, arguments, or personal moments, the integrity of your relationship begins to shift. Success also works within. Success at peak performance produces greater success later in the day. When we share intimate details about our partner with others, it opens the door for judgment and scrutiny. Other people may begin to form opinions or offer unsolicited advice based on incomplete or misunderstood information. This can create unnecessary strain in the relationship, as your partner may feel exposed or betrayed. They may begin to question why personal details of your connection are being shared, which could lead to trust issues or resentment. Boundaries are a form of respect. Setting personal boundaries is ultimately a form of respect for yourself, your partner, and your relationship. By keeping certain aspects of your life private, you're sending a message that your relationship is something sacred, something worth protecting. It is not for public consumption, nor should it be treated as a commodity for others to weigh in on. So, in a healthy relationship, boundaries allow both partners to feel safe and secure, knowing that their private lives are protected from external opinions and distractions. Furthermore, personal boundaries are not one size fits all. Each relationship is unique, and what works for one couple might not work for another. It's important to have open conversations with your partner about what boundaries are necessary for both of you. Are there topics that are off limits for discussion with others? How much personal information is appropriate to share, and with whom? Establishing these boundaries early on sets a clear understanding of each other's expectations and helps prevent miscommunication and misunderstandings in the future. Boundaries and self-care. Maintaining personal boundaries also plays a significant role in self-care. In a world where so many voices, both internal and external, compete for your attention, it is easy to lose sight of your own needs. Setting boundaries allows you to protect your mental and emotional health. It allows you to prioritize your own well-being and avoid feeling overwhelmed or drained by the opinions and pressures of others. In a relationship, when both partners honor each other's boundaries, it creates a safe space for both individuals to grow, both together and as individuals. When we talk about discretion in relationships, we're not merely discussing the act of keeping secrets or withholding information. Discretion is a powerful tool that allows individuals and couples to maintain the integrity, privacy, and respect they need to nurture a healthy connection. It is about knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, understanding what is best kept between the two people in the relationship, and protecting the intimate bond that makes your relationship unique. The power of discretion lies in its ability to preserve the trust and respect that every relationship needs to thrive. The role of discretion in building trust. At the heart of any strong relationship is trust. Trust is the foundation upon which everything else is built: emotional security, mutual respect, and even love itself. Discretion plays a pivotal role in cultivating trust because it demonstrates a deep sense of care for your partner's feelings, desires, and privacy. When you exercise discretion, you're showing your partner that you value their right to privacy and that you're not willing to expose or discuss personal matters with others without their consent. In relationships, there are often sensitive topics or moments that are better kept between the two individuals involved. These moments, whether they're personal struggles, emotional vulnerabilities, or the most cherished memories, require a level of confidentiality that can only come through discretion. By choosing to keep certain aspects of your relationship private, you protect not only your partner's feelings, but also the emotional connection that makes your bond unique. Success in relationships includes self-determination, taking responsibility for your action, taking responsibility for your relationship. When you share too much with others, especially with those who don't fully understand the dynamics of your relationship, it can create ripples of distrust. Your partner may start to feel exposed or vulnerable, wondering if their private thoughts and feelings are being shared without their consent. This could lead to insecurity, jealousy, or even resentment, which can undermine the trust you've worked so hard to build. In contrast, discretion strengthens the bond between partners, fostering a sense of safety and security that allows the relationship to flourish, preserving the intimacy of your relationship. One of the most significant benefits of discretion in a relationship is its ability to preserve intimacy. Intimacy is not just about physical closeness, but emotional, mental, and spiritual closeness as well. It is the quiet moments between two people when they connect on a deeper level, understanding each other's thoughts, feelings, and dreams without the need for external validation. Discretion helps protect this intimacy by ensuring that only those who are meant to know about the relationship are involved. When a relationship is shared too freely with the outside world, whether through social media, friends, or family, it can lose its sense of exclusivity. People may begin to feel the need to seek validation or approval from others, rather than relying on the strength of their own connection. By keeping certain aspects of your relationship private, you preserve its sacredness and allow it to remain just between the two of you. This creates a sense of emotional security and trust that is essential for long-lasting love. In a world that increasingly celebrates oversharing, discretion becomes a counterbalance. It allows couples to maintain a sense of control over their narrative, not letting anyone else dictate the terms of their connection. When you're selective about what you share and with whom, you demonstrate that your relationship is something to be respected, not something to be dissected or discussed by anyone who happens to be interested. Protecting your relationship from outside influences. In any relationship, external factors can exert pressure, whether it's the opinions of family members, friends, or even the judgment of social media. People have a tendency to offer unsolicited advice or to create assumptions about your relationship based on limited information. When you exercise discretion, you shield your relationship from these external influences, ensuring that it remains unaffected by the opinions of those who may not fully understand the dynamics of your bond. Sometimes well-meaning advice can be more harmful than helpful. When your friends or family members get involved in your relationship, they may unintentionally project their own experiences, values, or biases onto your situation. By keeping certain aspects of your relationship private, you protect your connection from being influenced by others' perspectives, and instead you give both partners the opportunity to navigate their bond in a way that feels right for them. The show Discretion is a sign of emotional maturity. Exercising discretion in a relationship also signals emotional maturity. It shows that you understand the delicate balance between sharing and protecting. It's not about hiding things from the world, but rather about choosing what is worth sharing and with whom. It requires a high level of emotional intelligence and self-awareness to recognize when it's appropriate to open up and when it's better to keep certain things between you and your partner. This form of maturity enhances the quality of the relationship, allowing both individuals to feel respected, valued, and understood. In every relationship, external opinions can play a significant, often detrimental role in shaping how individuals view each other and their bond. These opinions, whether they come from family, friends, colleagues, or even strangers, can introduce unnecessary stress, confusion, and doubt into a relationship. When we allow others' perspectives to influence the way we think about our partner or relationship, we risk losing sight of what's truly important, the connection we have with one another. And the third virtue is success. Much like caring about your health, people thinking you are losing weight or maintaining a healthy body, understanding the impact of external opinions on relationships and learning how to navigate them is essential for maintaining a healthy, strong bond. The influence of family and friends. One of the most common sources of external opinions comes from family and friends. While their input may come from a place of care and concern, it can also carry unintended consequences. Our loved ones often have their own biases, experiences, and preferences, which shape the advice or feedback they offer. They may not fully understand the dynamics of your relationship or the nuances that make it work. As a result, their suggestions may not always be helpful or relevant to your unique situation. When we share too many personal details about our partner or relationship, it opens the door for these external voices to shape our perspective. For example, a friend who has experienced a difficult breakup might advise you to be cautious or skeptical about your relationship, even if it's strong and healthy. Similarly, a family member who disapproves of certain aspects of your partner might subtly introduce doubts that weren't previously there. So you start by inflicting doubts that weren't previously there. The danger is that these opinions can start to weigh heavily on our minds, causing us to question things that were once clear. While it's important to value the input of those who care about us, it's equally important to recognize that their perspective is often limited. They don't live in your relationship, so they can't fully understand the complexities and dynamics that make it work. When we allow external opinions to sway us, we risk letting others dictate how we should feel about our partner, even if those opinions are based on limited knowledge or outdated information. If that's the case, you should probably think twice before saying something you may regret. Know your place in the community means very much. Social media and public judgment. In today's digital age, social media has become a major platform for the exchange of opinions, both positive and negative. Whether it's through posts, comments, or likes, social media gives people a way to share their thoughts and judgments on almost anything, including relationships. While it may seem harmless to post a photo or a status about your partner, the reality is that social media can amplify external opinions in ways that traditional conversations cannot. So, when you share aspects of your relationship on social media, you open yourself up to public scrutiny. Strangers, acquaintances, or even people you've barely met can weigh in on your relationship, often without knowing the full story. These external opinions can be harsh, judgmental, or completely off base. The problem with social media is that it creates a culture of comparison and competition, where people may feel the need to portray their relationships as perfect, or seek validation from others. This can distort your perception of your relationship and introduce unnecessary pressure to meet unrealistic expectations. In addition, social media can invite jealousy and negativity into your relationship. When others see something they don't understand or envy, they may offer critical comments or engage in gossip. This creates an external influence that can interfere with your personal connection, fostering insecurity and conflict where there may not have been any before. Constantly seeking approval from others or comparing your relationship to others on social media can erode your confidence in your partner and your bond. Unsolicited advice and judgment. Another aspect of external opinions is unsolicited advice. People often feel compelled to offer their guidance, even when it's not requested, and sometimes this advice can be damaging. It's easy for someone to offer suggestions on how to improve your relationship when they're not the ones involved. However, these well-meaning pieces of advice often come from a place of ignorance or misunderstanding. Everyone's relationship is unique, and what works for one couple may not necessarily work for another. For example, a friend might suggest that you and your partner should spend more time apart to maintain independence, even though you and your partner are already content with the amount of time you spend together. Or a relative might advise you to take certain steps in your relationship that are based on their own experiences or outdated values. This kind of unsolicited advice can create confusion and doubt, making you question whether your relationship is as strong as you thought. What's important to recognize is that unsolicited advice often ignores the complexities and dynamics that make your relationship special. Just because someone else's relationship looks a certain way doesn't mean that it should be a model for yours. Everyone has different needs, expectations, and communication styles, and comparing yourself to others or trying to adopt advice that doesn't align with your values can create unnecessary friction. This can apply to relationships you want to forever, and the danger of over-influencing. The ultimate danger of external opinions is that they can become overly influential. When we rely too much on the opinions of others, we start to lose sight of our own judgment and intuition. We may begin to question our own feelings and decisions, allowing outside influences to dictate our actions and choices. This over-influence can cause confusion, self-doubt, and even anxiety. Instead of trusting our own instincts, we become more focused on what others think or expect. This is particularly dangerous in romantic relationships, where the strength of the bond depends on mutual trust and understanding. If external opinions start to take precedence, it can erode the foundation of the relationship. The couple may find themselves making decisions not based on what's best for them, but based on what others think is best. This creates an unhealthy dynamic where the relationship is shaped by external pressures rather than internal connection. Trust is often described as the cornerstone of any meaningful and lasting relationship. Without it, even the strongest feelings of love and connection can falter. Trust is the bedrock on which emotional intimacy, security, and mutual respect are built. In romantic relationships, trust is essential not only for navigating the everyday challenges that come with living together, but also for ensuring that the relationship remains resilient in the face of adversity. This trust is the bedrock on which lies greatest resilience because it means resilience in the face of adversity. This keynote will explore the crucial role that trust plays in relationships and why it is one of the most important aspects to protect and nurture. The foundation of emotional security. Trust serves as the foundation for emotional security within a relationship. When you trust your partner, you feel safe to express yourself openly without fear of judgment or rejection. This sense of security allows both individuals to be vulnerable with one another, which in turn deepens the emotional bond. Vulnerability, the willingness to share your innermost thoughts, fears, and desires, is a critical component of any relationship, and trust enables this vulnerability to thrive. Without trust, however, this vulnerability cannot exist. Imagine being in a relationship where you constantly feel the need to guard your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This creates an environment of emotional distance, where both partners may start to hide their true selves or second-guess their words and actions. Over time, this distance can breed feelings of isolation and disconnection. Without trust, partners may begin to doubt each other's intentions or question the authenticity of their bond. Trust and communication. Effective communication is another vital aspect of relationships, and trust plays an essential role in fostering open, honest communication. When trust is present, both partners feel comfortable discussing their concerns, emotions, and needs. They know that their words will be heard, and that the other person will respond with understanding and empathy rather than defensiveness or suspicion. In contrast, when trust is absent, communication becomes strained and fraught with tension. One or both partners may become hesitant to speak openly, fearing that their words might be misinterpreted or used against them. This fear can lead to misunderstandings, miscommunications, and even unresolved conflicts. Lack of trust often results in communication breakdowns, where partners become more focused on protecting themselves from potential hurt rather than fostering understanding and resolution. Moreover, trust helps prevent the harmful cycle of dishonesty or deception. When trust is strong, both partners feel no need to hide the truth or distort facts. They can be transparent with one another, knowing that honesty will lead to better understanding and problem solving. Without trust, the temptation to withhold information or tell white lies may become more prevalent, ultimately eroding the foundation of the relationship. Trust and respect for boundaries. Trust is also closely tied to respecting personal boundaries. Every individual in a relationship has unique needs, limits, and preferences, and it's essential for both partners to honor these boundaries to maintain a healthy connection. Trust allows individuals to confidently communicate their boundaries and feel secure that those boundaries will be respected. When trust is present, partners are able to establish clear boundaries without fear of retaliation or judgment. For example, one partner might need some alone time to recharge, or another may require a certain level of privacy in certain aspects of their life. Trust ensures that both individuals feel comfortable setting these boundaries and that their partner will respect them. When trust is lacking, boundaries may be violated, leading to feelings of disrespect, resentment, and emotional distress. The violation of trust, whether through dishonesty, betrayal, or lack of consideration for boundaries, can create deep emotional wounds that take time to heal. The erosion of trust. The erosion of trust is often gradual, but its impact can be devastating. Small, seemingly insignificant breaches of trust, such as telling half-truths, ignoring requests, or engaging in actions that contradict words, can accumulate over time and lead to a breakdown in the relationship. Once trust begins to falter, it can be incredibly challenging to rebuild. One of the most harmful breaches of trust is betrayal. This can manifest in various ways, from infidelity to deceitful behavior, and it can leave deep emotional scars that take time to heal. The pain of betrayal can shake the very foundation of a relationship, causing both partners to question their ability to trust not only each other but also themselves. Rebuilding trust after a betrayal requires significant effort, honesty, and patience. It involves consistent actions that demonstrate reliability, accountability, and remorse. However, trust isn't just about avoiding betrayal or dishonesty. It's also about consistently showing respect, support, and loyalty in everyday actions. Trust is built through small, everyday gestures, keeping promises, following through on commitments, and being emotionally available. When trust is nurtured in these small ways, it becomes a reliable and unshakable foundation for the relationship. Even in the face of larger challenges, the role of forgiveness. Trust and forgiveness are intertwined. No relationship is perfect, and mistakes will inevitably be made. What matters is how partners respond to these mistakes. Forgiveness is essential in restoring trust after it has been damaged. When one partner has been hurt or disappointed, the ability to forgive allows the relationship to move forward and heal. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing harmful behavior. It means letting go of resentment and choosing to rebuild trust for the sake of the relationship. It requires emotional maturity and a commitment to the relationship's long-term well-being. When both partners are willing to forgive and work together to restore trust, they can emerge from difficult situations stronger and more connected than before. In a world where privacy is becoming increasingly rare, maintaining a sense of privacy in a relationship is not only a fundamental right, but a critical element for the health and longevity of the bond between two individuals. Privacy, in the context of relationships, is the right to have personal space, time, and thoughts that are respected and preserved. It's an essential ingredient for fostering mutual respect, maintaining individuality, and ensuring that the relationship remains balanced and healthy. This keynote will explore the importance of privacy in relationships and how safeguarding it contributes to emotional well-being, trust, and a sense of security. Privacy fosters individuality. Relationships are about coming together and building a shared life. They also require the preservation of each individual's identity. Each person has unique interests, goals, values, and needs. Privacy allows both partners to maintain a sense of individuality, which is essential for personal growth and self-awareness. When privacy is respected, both individuals have the freedom to pursue their passions, reflect on their thoughts, and engage in activities that bring them fulfillment without fear of judgment or interference. In many ways, maintaining a sense of individuality strengthens the relationship itself. Partners who are allowed the space to grow as individuals are better equipped to bring their whole selves to the relationship. This balance between personal space and shared life enables both partners to support each other in their personal endeavors while also fostering a deep connection. Without privacy, individuals may begin to feel smothered, losing their sense of self and their ability to grow independently. This can lead to frustration, resentment, and ultimately a disconnect in the relationship. Privacy enhances trust and respect. Privacy plays a crucial role in cultivating trust and respect between partners. When both individuals understand that their personal boundaries are to be honored, it creates an environment of mutual respect. Privacy does not mean secrecy, but rather the understanding that certain aspects of one's personal life remain private by choice, even within the context of a close relationship. Trust grows when each partner feels confident that their privacy will be protected. For example, a partner who respects the other's need for alone time or personal reflection is signaling trust in the relationship. They understand that privacy does not equate to distrust, but is instead a healthy boundary that fosters emotional well-being. On the flip side, invading a partner's privacy, whether through excessive monitoring of their phone, social media, or personal space, can create feelings of insecurity, possessiveness, and violation. This undermines trust and can severely damage the relationship. Having privacy in a relationship also means that both partners can feel confident that they will not be subjected to unwarranted scrutiny. It is important to distinguish between transparency, which is necessary for open communication, and unnecessary intrusion into one's private affairs. A healthy relationship allows space for both people to exist as individuals while still being fully committed to each other. Privacy promotes healthy boundaries. Boundaries are vital for the well-being of both individuals in a relationship, and privacy is one of the most important aspects of setting healthy boundaries. Boundaries help define where one person ends and the other begins, ensuring that both partners can operate in their own space and maintain their personal well-being. Without privacy, boundaries become blurred, and one person may feel overwhelmed, suffocated, or disrespected. For example, a partner may need time alone to decompress after a stressful day at work, or they may need space to pursue a hobby or interest that is important to them. When this need for privacy is respected, both individuals can maintain a sense of emotional and psychological balance. This space enables both partners to recharge, process their emotions, and come back together with renewed energy and focus. Without this privacy, one partner may feel like they have no control over their time or their life outside of the relationship, which can lead to resentment or burnout. Respecting privacy also extends to matters such as financial independence, personal communication, and the freedom to make decisions that may not always align with the other person's desires. This freedom of choice is essential for maintaining a healthy, balanced dynamic. Partners who respect each other's privacy are able to navigate their relationship as two equals, each with their own personal space and autonomy. The dangers of oversharing. In the age of social media and digital connectivity, the line between private and public life has become increasingly blurred. Many people feel the pressure to share every aspect of their relationship online, from intimate moments to personal struggles. While sharing your life with others can be an enriching experience, it also comes with risks, especially when it comes to oversharing. Oversharing can lead to unnecessary external opinions, which can influence how you view your relationship and your partner. For example, posting too much personal information or details about your relationship on social media can invite unwanted advice, criticism, or even judgment from people who may not understand the dynamics of your bond. This external influence can create conflict, as it shifts the focus from the private nature of your relationship to the opinions of others. Additionally, when couples share too much, they risk diluting the specialness of their bond. There are certain moments that are meant to be shared privately between partners, moments that carry personal meaning and depth. When these moments are posted for the world to see, it can take away from their sacredness and diminish the emotional connection that was meant to be nurtured between the two individuals. Privacy and emotional safety. Another key benefit of privacy in relationships is emotional safety. Emotional safety is the feeling of being secure enough to express one's true feelings, vulnerabilities, and insecurities without fear of judgment or rejection. Privacy is essential for creating an environment where both individuals feel free to be themselves and share their inner thoughts without fear that they will be exposed or used against them. When emotional safety is compromised, individuals may begin to retreat or hide their true selves to protect their feelings. This can lead to emotional distancing and the eventual breakdown of communication. Protecting privacy allows individuals to be open, honest, and vulnerable with their partner, which fosters deeper emotional intimacy and connection. In any relationship, external influences can pose a significant challenge. These external pressures can come in many forms: societal expectations, peer opinions, family interference, work stress, or even the impact of social media. While external influences are often beyond our control, it is essential to recognize their potential to disrupt the harmony of a relationship. Protecting a relationship from these influences requires intentional effort, strong communication, and the ability to set boundaries. This keynote explores why shielding your relationship from external factors is critical for its longevity and health. The impact of societal expectations. One of the most pervasive external influences is societal expectations. Society often places significant pressure on couples to conform to certain norms, whether it's how a relationship should progress, what roles partners should play, or how love should be expressed. These expectations can create unrealistic standards that, if followed too closely, may undermine the authenticity of the relationship. For example, societal pressure can encourage couples to move too quickly in their relationship, whether that means rushing into marriage, having children, or achieving certain financial milestones. These expectations may push couples to make decisions that don't align with their personal timing, values, or needs. The result can be feelings of inadequacy or resentment, especially if the couple is unable to meet these external demands. In light of all of this, what do we mean by financial preparation? Protecting your relationship from societal pressure means recognizing that every couple's journey is unique. Instead of measuring your relationship against external benchmarks, focus on what works for you and your partner. Trust in your ability to make decisions based on your needs, desires, and the dynamic you've created together. Society's timeline does not have to dictate the course of your relationship. The role of family and friends. Family and friends, though often well-intentioned, can also be a source of external influence. While their advice and opinions may stem from a place of love and concern, it's important to recognize that family and friends don't always know the intricacies of your relationship. Their perspectives may be biased or shaped by their own experiences, which may not be applicable to your unique situation. When you share intimate details about your relationship with loved ones, it opens the door for their opinions to shape your view of your partner or your relationship. For instance, a family member might disapprove of your partner's career choices, or a friend might advise you to make decisions that align with their own values but don't resonate with yours. The danger here is that these external influences can cause doubt, confusion, or even conflict between partners. Protecting your relationship from external opinions requires setting boundaries around what information you share and with whom. It also means learning to trust your own judgment and prioritizing the desires and needs of your relationship over the advice or opinions of others. While it's important to have support from loved ones, it's essential to remember that the decisions you make about your relationship should be based on what's best for you and your partner, not what others think. The perils of social media. In today's digital age, social media has become one of the most powerful external influences on relationships. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter can shape the way couples view their own relationships and others' relationships. Constant exposure to curated posts about seemingly perfect couples or idealized images of love can lead to feelings of inadequacy or jealousy. Couples may feel pressured to match the lifestyle or relationship portrayed on social media, even though these portrayals are often far removed from reality. Social media also opens the door to unwanted attention and judgment. Sharing too much of your relationship online can invite scrutiny, both from strangers and acquaintances, who may offer unsolicited advice, criticism, or comparisons. This external commentary can cause unnecessary tension and anxiety in the relationship, leading to feelings of insecurity and doubt. To protect your relationship from the harmful effects of social media, it's important to establish clear boundaries around what you share online. Consider whether it's necessary to post every aspect of your relationship, or whether keeping certain moments private allows for more meaningful connections. Additionally, avoid comparing your relationship to others on social media. Remember that behind every curated post is a carefully constructed narrative, and what you see online may not reflect the full picture. Work and external stressors. External pressures don't always come from people. They can also stem from work or financial stress. Career challenges, job pressures, long hours, or financial struggles can take a toll on a relationship, especially if these stressors are not managed properly. When work stress spills over into the relationship, it can create tension, miscommunication, and emotional distance between partners. Protecting your relationship from work stress involves recognizing when work demands are starting to impact your personal life and setting boundaries to protect time for your partner. This may mean establishing clearer work-life boundaries, scheduling quality time together, or learning how to communicate about work challenges without letting them dominate the relationship. It's essential to understand that work is a part of life, but it should not define or overshadow the relationship. Additionally, external financial pressures, such as debt, budgeting issues, or the pressure to achieve a certain lifestyle, can place significant strain on a relationship. Couples may feel anxiety about their financial future or conflict over spending and saving habits. By prioritizing open, honest communication about finances and creating shared financial goals, couples can protect their relationship from the external stress of money matters. Setting boundaries to protect your relationship. To shield your relationship from external influences, setting boundaries is key. These boundaries should define what is acceptable in terms of external input, how much of your personal life you share with others, and how you protect your time and energy as a couple. Boundaries can be set in a variety of areas. Time. Ensure you have time for each other without the intrusion of external obligations like work or social media. Communication. Be mindful of how much information you share with others about your relationship and establish a no unsolicited advice rule. Respect for privacy. Maintain personal space and respect each other's need for alone time or privacy, even within the relationship. By establishing and respecting these boundaries, you protect your relationship from unnecessary influences and allow it to thrive in an environment that is uniquely yours. In the end, the strength of any relationship lies in its ability to navigate the complexities of life while maintaining a deep sense of connection, respect, and understanding. Each of the keynotes we've explored underscores an essential aspect of protecting and nurturing love. From safeguarding your relationship's privacy to setting healthy boundaries, from cultivating trust to protecting your bond from external pressures, every element contributes to creating a foundation that is built to last. It is critical to remember that love is not just about the grand gestures or the moments when everything is going right. It's about understanding that the day-to-day efforts to honor each other's individuality, respect each other's privacy, communicate openly, and support each other through challenges are what make the relationship strong. No one can control every external influence, but we can control how we react to them. By remaining grounded in our core values as individuals and as partners, we give ourselves the chance to grow, both together and apart, maintaining a healthy balance between connection and personal space. Trust, boundaries, and privacy are not just tools for protecting love. They are the principles that allow it to evolve, thrive, and withstand the test of time. How can we spend more time building relationships? Let's remove the barriers and overcome the test of time. In a world that is constantly pulling us in different directions, the ability to turn inward, prioritize what truly matters, and shield our most precious relationships from undue influence is an act of both strength and love. The greatest relationships are those that honor each partner's journey while walking together in unison, respecting and nurturing the bond that exists between them through all seasons of life.